yes, today let's make some butter chicken. I'm sure you are very familiar with this North Indian style butter chicken, which is so fragrant, full of spice. Wait, what is this?
It is butter chicken. Now in this video, I'll be sharing with you two different types of butter chicken recipe. The first one, which I have already introduced, which is the North Indian style butter chicken, and the other one is the Malaysian style butter chicken, which is chicken in this really rich, creamy and fragrant buttermilk sauce. If you're in Malaysia and you hear someone mention butter chicken, this is what they're referring to. Now, the reason why the North Indian style butter chicken is uncommon in Malaysia, in my opinion, is because a huge percentage of Malaysian Indians are of the Southern Indian ancestry. So, you can generally say Malaysians are pretty well familiar with South Indian cuisine. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the two different butter chicken recipes. Please consider subscribing to receive new updates, and you can also catch me on Instagram and TikTok.
First, I'll be sharing the North Indian style butter chicken, which is a tomato and butter based curry with some great spices. Now, I just want to say that this is my take on the recipe. This recipe serves two, so here I'm using 3 pieces of chicken thighs. You want to slice them into cubes. Transfer them to a bowl and let's marinate. These are the spices you'll need. We have 1.5 teaspoons garam masala, 2 teaspoons of chili powder or paprika powder if you don't want it spicy, 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Mix that up nicely and let that marinate somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes. Next, we dice up half an onion, set that aside. Then we grate out approximately 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger and about 2 cloves of garlic. Once the chicken is marinated, now we're ready. In a pot, heat up 2 tablespoons of cooking oil or ghee and throw in the chicken pieces. Then on high heat, fry the chicken until they are brown on the surface. Then remove and set aside. In the same pot, add in a slice of butter, about 30 grams or 2 tablespoons. Then throw in the onions and the grated ginger and garlic. Saute for 2 minutes. Now for this recipe, I'm adding in unseasoned canned tomatoes. I think you're supposed to add in fresh tomatoes, but I didn't have any, and canned tomatoes, honestly, I think they taste way better. Rinse out the can with about half cup of water, and I'm also just adding in some tomato paste to make it more tomatoey, if that's even a word. And now we add in the spices. We have 1 tablespoon garam masala, 1 tablespoon chili powder. Again, you can also use paprika if you don't want it to be spicy, 1 teaspoon turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, some MSG for umami, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. Mix that up nicely and let it simmer for 5 minutes. Then we use a stick blender to blend everything up into a thick and smooth gravy, which is the curry. After that, we add the chicken back into the pot and simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes. And lastly, add in 1/3 of a cup of fresh cream. Mix well and it is ready to be enjoyed. It's interesting that it's called butter chicken when it's orange in color and it's tomato based. But this is one of my favorite dishes, best served with freshly steamed basmati rice. Okay, now let's take a look at the Malaysian butter chicken. In my opinion, this dish is so underrated, so let's make this dish an international icon. Let's go! First, we have here 1 big chili. Big chilies don't actually give much heat. If you want it to be spicier, then you can add in some bird's eye chilies too. Then here we have about 4 cloves of finely chopped garlic. Then we slice up 3 pieces of chicken thighs. To that, marinate the meat with 1 whole egg, 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, sprinkle of white pepper, and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. Give that a good mix and set aside to marinate for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, Here I have a plate with half portion of cornstarch and half portion of plain flour. Then simply coat the chicken in the flour mixture, make sure they are coated nicely, and then into the pot of hot oil to deep fry until they are completely cooked through and golden brown. Remove and set aside. Next, in a clean wok, heat up about 30 grams of butter. Then add in our minced garlic. Here's an important ingredient, that is curry leaves. You'll need a good bunch of curry leaves. Add that straight into the wok. Add in the chilies and saute until everything is fragrant. It's going to be super aromatic. Next, here's another star of the dish, and that is evaporated milk. You'll need 1 cup of this bad boy. That's going to make this butter chicken dish taste like butter chicken. Taste for seasoning, I'm just adding in some MSG for umami. Give that a good mix. Now, you can choose to thicken up the sauce with some cornstarch slurry, or you can leave it runny. I've added the cornstarch slurry and then simply throw the chicken back in to coat everything nicely with the sauce. And that is it. Serve that with hot steamed rice and you'll have a complete, classic, tasty and aromatic Malaysian butter chicken meal. So I hope you've learned something today and the interesting differences between the two versions of butter chicken. Give the dishes a try and tell me which one is your favorite. Please consider subscribing and stay tuned to more cooking videos.